Hi there, welcome back to my channel. I am Monica of Million Monica over on the Poshmark app where I'm a full-time seller. And today's video is all about what has sold on the new Poshmark home market. So if that sounds interesting to you, please follow along with this video. And if you're not so interested in selling home goods, I really challenge you to watch anyways, because you never know, you might actually see some items that maybe you have laying around your own home, maybe that you find at garage sales or thrift stores all the time, that might be really easy for you to go ahead and sell and make a little extra money. So if this type of content interests you, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and of course please hit the thumbs up on your way out if you enjoyed this content. That helps me know that I should be making more of it. And today we have my dog Tank guest starring. I am sitting here and trying a different background. I'm hoping that maybe just a white background is less distracting than my fun new gallery wall. Anyway, so home market, what is sold? The home market has been available now for over a month, maybe a month and a half. And a little stats to begin with. I have listed 41 items for sale in the home market. I have sold 18. Some of those items have been in bundles, and we'll get to that. And then 23 are currently still available. So that's a pretty good sell-through rate ratio for me. I'd like to see that. I really haven't listed any new home goods in a while. I've been looking and I just haven't seen what I've been wanting. So that's okay. So of course I have done another home goods video. I'll link that up above. And that video was just talking about like what you're able to list on Poshmark. I did a little haul and a little packing demonstration, so if you're interested, make sure to check out that video. But just to dive into what has sold, the 18 items that have sold so far, you're definitely going to see some commonalities, some common features. The first thing that sold was actually this vintage wall hanging set. So very unique. They were dried floral arrangements, and they were like a circle and then an oval smaller set, and they would have been a perfect addition to a gallery wall. I actually showed them in an Instagram haul, and then someone who saw them on Instagram went and purchased them on Poshmark for $34 via offer to Wicker. And the next items that sold were a bundle, and they sold to a PFF, so a Posh Friend Forever. And in the bundle was this another two-piece hanging set, but they were more of a window hanging set. They were a clear plastic with a floral design. I think they would have been beautiful hanging in a window. You definitely could have just hung them on a wall. But those sold with this little mini turtle basket. It was super cute. It could have been used as a mini planter or for little knickknacks. The next item that sold was another basket. This was more of an African designed basket. It was a beautiful, colorful design in the center. It could have been hung on the wall for, some people like to do basket walls, but it also could have just been placed on a coffee table or a shelf as well. And that sold for $20 via offer to Wicker. Next was this vintage deer ceramic set. So it was just this little ceramic dough and a little fawn, and those sold for a $13 offer from the customer. Those were so ceramic. I know I talked about in my other video how I was really trying to stay away from glass breakable ceramics in particular, but I have picked up a few, if they were maybe special or unique. And so far, so good. I haven't had any complaints with those items, so that's good. Knock on wood, because we don't need any issues. The next thing was this Girl Boss wood, more of a shelf decor. It was something that was my own personal item. It was pretty large, and I didn't really have the right space for it, and so I decided to just sell it. And that sold for a $13 via offer to Wicker. I think this would be a good time to mention this measuring tape, because That item in particular was pretty large, and so what I did and what I've been doing with my home goods is laying this tape measure next to the item for sale and just posting it in the pictures. And that way I'm not trying to measure items down to, the centimeter, or, getting so specific that it's like dreadful if it's just a little bit off. So I'm just putting the tape measure in the photos, and that seems to be working really well for these 18 items that have sold. No one has asked me for measurements yet, and so that's what I will continue to do. Next would be this wooden carved, it was definitely vintage, chalkboard. And it was really, when I saw it, I just could not leave it behind, because I was instantly brought back to my grandparents' house. They used to have this cute little chalkboard, very similar, hanging in their garage next to the door, and they would write little notes on it. So I picked it up, definitely out of sentimental nostalgia feelings, and it sold really quickly for $20 via offer to Wicker. Now, this and the last item, the Girl Boss little shelf decor, I knew were going to be shipping issues, and they ended up being a little problematic, as in I had to build some boxes. So I didn't have any boxes that could fit those items, so I literally took two priority mailboxes and taped them together to make a box to fit them, and that worked well. They got where they were going and no issues were had. So as you can tell, shipping has already been interesting when it's come to home goods, and working with it, I'm learning, it's all good. So next was this vintage carved tulips, and they sold for a $7 offer from the customer. And next would be this vintage acorn. It was a monkey pod, like serving dish. It was really unique and perfect for probably fall coming up. So that sold for $17 via offer to Wicker. Then I had this bundle of this woven wicker hanging plant basket, and it was just, I love plant baskets myself, so when I saw it, I knew that would be something that would probably sell well. I think it sold the same day, actually, and it sold with these two little mini baskets, and they could have been used as, again, like planters or for knickknacks, pens, pencils, and so those items sold together in a bundle for $15. I'm pretty sure those all sold within a day or so of being listed. So next is this vintage Avon. They were perfume and powder, like vanity set. And this was interesting. This was interesting for a variety of reasons. So it was white and it was breakable. I didn't really know much about it. I didn't know much about it. Now, Poshmark doesn't allow you to sell perfume, nail polish on the site. So when I tried to list it as a perfume bottle, there's no perfume in it. It was just the empty bottle, more of decor item. Poshmark flagged it and said, you're trying to sell perfume, which I wasn't, because there's no perfume in it. So I had to change my listing. I had to get creative with the title. So that's not where it ends though. So the buyer asked me if it was melt glass or ceramic, and I don't have a whole lot of expertise with melt glass, but I was pretty sure it wasn't ceramic. I painted ceramics as a kid. I picked up other ceramics. I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of what ceramic was, and I do have items that are melt glass. So to me, the item definitely seemed like melt glass. So I answered her, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that it's melt glass compared to, other melt glass items that I have. So she sent me an $18 offer, and I accepted it. When I was shipping it, and actually I even have a photo of it, which I'll put in here, I noticed that on the bottom there was a little sticker that said MG. So I was like, oh, that must stand for melt glass, which I still maybe think would stand for melt glass. But when she received it, she did leave me a 4-star review saying that she wouldn't have purchased it if she knew it was ceramic. Again, I had told her that I thought it might be melt glass. I also told her in that comment that I wasn't an expert, that I, wasn't for sure, but I did think it was melt glass. Anyways, just moving on. I'm just gonna be more careful in the future and know that that might be an issue, and melt glass versus ceramic. Learning experience, okay? It's not a big deal. I'm just gonna let it go, but I am taking it as a learning experience, and I will do more research on melt glass versus ceramic. Okay, next would be this vintage Tupperware canister set. So a lot of sets, like I said, there's definitely a lot of common features. I'm selling a lot of sets, so 2 or more pieces together. This was, I sold for $14 via offer to Wicker. I do have some other Tupperware pieces listed in my closet, but this has so far been the only Tupperware that is sold. So they're more of a canister. They're great for camping. Yeah. So next would be this vintage cream hanging wall basket. Definitely made for a wall. It's not something you could set on a table, and it was a smaller size, really great, and it sold for $6, and that was a counter offer. I think originally she offered me $4, which just really isn't worth my time after Poshmark fees and all of that. This was a bins find, and so, with that $6 price point, I did make a couple bucks on it. Next would be this wooden duck, and this carved wooden duck. It was a pretty large duck. It did fit in I think the 12 by 12, is it 18? I don't remember what it is. The larger square priority box, it fit in there, and I sold that for $16 via offer to Wicker. I was worried about that being a shipping issue. I was hoping that it would fit in the shoebox. It did not, but it did fit in that more square box. So, and moving on, a couple more items. So we have this vintage cross-stitched Dutch wall art, and I love this item because it wasn't breakable. I had a wood frame, and of course, because it was cross-stitched and there was no glass, it seemed like a pretty safe bet, but it has sides going against it. It was a pretty large wall hanging piece. And so I had to get creative with boxes again. Thankfully, I had a very large Amazon box around, and it fit in there. That sold for $18 via customer offer. And lastly, this was an exciting sale because this is what I had been waiting and hoping for. I woke up to a offer from a customer. She had bundled 2 home good items and a clothing item. So she bundled this 2-piece wicker basket set. Again, they could have been used for a gallery wall. They could have been used on a coffee table. But they were the 2 baskets, and then she bundled that with this this woven storage basket. It was more of a tray-like basket, maybe you put on a coffee table, or maybe using it as some sort of serving tray. But she bundled that with a Free People tank top, and all 3 items sold for $30, and those were all bins items. So there wasn't a lot invested there. I was really happy to accept, I think it was a $31 offer for the bundle. But I was just so happy to see that someone bundled the home goods with clothing, because I personally made the decision to mix home goods in with the existing closet that I already have going. I didn't really want to create a separate closet just for home goods. I didn't want to have to toggle between closets. I knew that I wouldn't want to log in and out, and so I just decided to experiment by adding in those home goods to my regular closet. And so finally I saw someone take advantage of being able to buy from both areas of my closet, and so that was really exciting. And lastly, I just want to leave you with this. I am coming up on my first full year as a full-time reseller. I was just kind of a hobby seller for a couple years prior to going full-time. And so I really want to do a Q&A year in review video. And so I would love it if you left me some questions down below in the comments, just about the year, like maybe things that I've learned, maybe things that I wish I've done differently, you know, anything that you're curious about, my day-to-day procedures or routines. I want to know what you want to know so that I can make a video answering those questions. And so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, I will see you next time.